This is the new Toon Meowscles lobby track. It's used for an emote with the Toon Meowscles that came in the new episode in the new update of Fortnite from 2 weeks ago. It's a pretty cool song, so I figured I'd start the episode. Hi, this is Dylan Lang, and I'd like to welcome you to a brand new episode of Dylan Knows. I did one for about 4 minutes last time, but I had issues, tech issues, so hopefully I won't have issues. So I just decided, since I really hadn't started anything, I was just going to start right now and just restart it, and hopefully things get better. Don't know what the issue is, but here we go. So this is the first of 2 episodes I plan on doing this weekend. It's either going to be 2 tonight or 1 today, 1 tomorrow. This one is from the one that I took off. I took off last week because of Mother's Day and all other stuff that was happening. So I didn't do an episode last week. So this episode is going to be the one from last week, which covers May 2nd through the 8th, which includes May the 4th and Cinco de Mayo and Revenge of the 5th and stuff like that. So hopefully I'll be able to breeze through this. There's just 2.5 pages of stuff and hopefully won't have any tech issues. And I'll decide later if I'm going to do another episode to get caught up for this week tonight or do it tomorrow. It all depends on how fast things go. But thank you for watching, and we're just going to get right on to it right now because you probably heard this for a while, but here we go. Ohio high school elects a lesbian couple as prom king and queen, which is a first for a lot of things because Ohio tends to be one of the worst places when it comes to LGBTQ beliefs and rights and stuff like that. So the fact that they did this is maybe a sign of the times. Things are changing. I'm not sure. Baltimore Orioles pitcher John Means pitched a complete no-hitter. The 6th Oriole no-hitter in Orioles history. The first one since 1991, where 4 pitchers were involved with it, and the first solo one since 1969 when Jim Palmer did it. It would have been a perfect game if not for a drop third strike, and the guy got to go to first base but got thrown out almost immediately trying to steal second. So in the end, it really didn't matter. 12 strikeouts, and it was outstanding performance by John Means, and a bright spot in this dismal Orioles season. Mysterious 7,000-year-old stone structure may be a prehistoric cow cult, maybe a place for a prehistoric cow cult. I guess there are cults to all kinds of stuff, and cow cults make as much sense as a Trumpian cult, but we're not going to talk about that. Pepsi restaurant is opening up, so I don't know if it'll obviously be just doing Pepsi drinks, but sodas in the soda machines. Conan O'Brien is calling it calling it not a career, but is ending his late night career in June as his talk show, which has been on now for a while now, comes to an end. Bill and Melinda Gates are divorcing after 27 years of marriage. That should be an interesting divorce with the money settlement alone to see how much that's going to be. I told you a while back about a sequel to the TV show Leverage, not a reboot because the same actors are all coming back with the exception of Timothy Hutton, who is in trouble with the law, so he is not able to make it. So they cast Noah Wyle in a new role to play in that, but it's done by the same creators, and the actor who plays Hardison will be in and out as well because he also has another show he does with Kevin Bacon, but he wanted to be on the show because he loves Leverage. But they are filling his absences with his character's sister. So that should be an interesting thing. The first trailer for that popped up. Looks like a return to form for Leverage. Just going to be a little while to get used to. Noah Wyle in there instead of Timothy Hutton. Elizabeth Olsen, fresh off of her wonderful WandaVision performance, has signed on to HBO Max for a true crime series called Love and Death. So she'll be able to continue to expand her acting when it's not involving her Marvel character of Scarlet Witch. Christina Ricci rumors resurface over Tim Burton's Wednesday live-action show leading into his Addams Family reboot he will be doing. A while back, someone posted a picture of Christina Ricci dressed as Morticia Addams, And she absolutely looked like a family. Know that Christina Ricci played Wednesday Addams in the movie version of it, and so it would make sense to come back to it, particularly Tim Burton in control, because Tim Burton would be probably the best person for her to work with. They worked together in Sleepy Hollow and did a wonderful job together, but she's got similar qualities to him, like type of actress that he would like to work with. And the fact that she followed Angelica Houston around and tried to imitate her for her character of Wednesday is a added bonus to that as well. So hopefully that will become true. So I think that'd be absolutely awesome casting on that part, and a good connection to the movie version. The Night Court sequel, which has been talked about for a while, has finally got Harry Stone's daughter. Don't know who the mother is. We'll find out, I'm sure, obviously. And then John Larroquette's Dan Fielding will be judge in this one. So we'll see how that goes. He'll be the judge and she'll be the prosecutor, to sort of flip the roles, I think. So we'll see what happens. Marvel released their first look at the Eternals. Just pictures, no trailer yet. Really cool picture of Angelina Jolie's character holding some sort of really cool gold staff sort of thing, and then a bunch of shots of the regular cast in regular clothing, like they're going to be on Earth during regular time. So it should be interesting. It also appears that they may be being followed around by a photographer, being some sort of documentary or whatever. So that could be interesting. Plus, we learned 2 weeks ago that Loki, which was originally supposed to start on June 9th, is now going to start on June 7th. They have moved new episodes of Loki to Wednesdays. I don't know why. I guess to get it earlier or whatever, give people more chance to talk about it over the weekend before the next episode comes out, instead of during the week when not a lot of people are paying attention. Something like that could be, I guess, the reason why. But yes, Loki will be starting now on Wednesday, June 7th, and will be on every Wednesday after that instead of a Friday. So should be interesting to see that. Deaths, I talked about John Means' no-hitter for the Orioles. Ray Miller was a pitching coach and coach of the Orioles for 4 decades. In various ways, he was both coach, manager, and a pitching coach. He passed away 2 weeks ago. Comic book artist Jean-Paul Leon, pretty good, simplistic sort of artwork, but very well defined and a very good person. He died of COVID this 2 weeks ago as well. Robert Downey Jr.'s longtime assistant Jimmy Rich died in a tragic accident 2 weeks ago. Frank McRae, a character actor who was in The Last Action Hero on 48 Hours, died at the age of 80. He probably was in a bunch of other films as well. Just don't know what they were off the top of my head. Vans shoe founder Paul Van Doren, dead at the age of 90. I always liked Vans. I thought they were pretty cool. Bo Obama, the first dog, when President Obama was president, passed away 2 weeks ago as well. And finally, Tawny Kitaen, actress of Bachelor Party, and also most well known for her writhing around on a car during Here I Go Again, 1980s. Sweetheart. She passed away at the age of 59 2 weeks ago as well. That's everything with that. Okay, so moving right along here. Walmart will be selling red, white, and blue sherbet. 4th of July is coming quickly, about 2 months from now. Actually, a little less than that now that we're mid-May, but when I was doing this show, it would have been 2 months ago. 2 months to it. So we'll see about that. Alan Moore, Watchmen, V for Vendetta, writer, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen writer, so on and so forth, will be writing a fantasy book series that'll be coming out soon. Could be unique. Is the best word I can think of for now. A Belgian farmer accidentally moved France's border with Belgium during a lawn mowing escapade. So I don't know how that actually happened. Maybe there was a rock that denotes where France is and where he is, and he might have accidentally knocked the rock a few feet one way or the other. But that's kind of interesting. Swedish man discovers a trove of Bronze Age treasures that were hidden in plain sight. So, they were just sort of strewn about his yard. Never really thought much about them until he started looking at them a lot closer and discovered that they were actually a lot more valuable and old than he thought they were. Spelling. What the hell? I don't know what that is. Spelling something called the Fabelmans. I don't know what that is. So I'm going to ignore that one. First time since 2019 that the minor league baseball players have had a season. So it's been underway right now. The Flash's Tom Cavanaugh and Carlos Valdez will be leaving the show. They were original actors who joined the show when it first started, are now finally going to be leaving, probably, which is going to denote the end of the show's run here. I wish I knew what that said. Netflix orders a Samurai Rabbit series based on Usagi Yojimbo. Now, what made me scratch my head about that is that they called it Samurai Rabbit. And if it's based on Usagi Yojimbo, just call it Usagi Yojimbo. But the reason why they're not is because Americans are stupid fucks who don't know or who don't care to look up to see what Usagi Yojimbo actually means in English, because they're fucking morons. So just call it Usagi when it comes out. But it's fun, though, because it's a great show. It's a great comic. Stan Sakai is the creator of it. Very clean, very nice drawings, very good storylines, very interesting, and looks like a lot of fun. It could be a really good series for Netflix. 3,000-year-old submerged settlement was found in Switzerland. God, my handwriting is so terrible. More and more of these things are starting to become discovered. I guess you could say mostly due to a lot of it has to maybe do with the climate change and the receding of the ice and water getting evaporated and being used up and stuff like that. So we're finding more and more of these crazy things. So that's kind of neat. So we've covered a lot of Europe so far. There's another one. God, what the hell does this say? A melting glacier reveals a World War I cave shelter filled with artifacts. So it's from World War I, filled with artifacts of all kinds that date back to the 1917, 1918, 1916 era. So kind of interesting to see that. And again, see glacier going receding. So climate change is real. More than 100 mysterious children's handprints were found on a Mexican cave wall. Apparently, people were doing some spelunking in a Mexican cave, discovered a number of children's handprints, which is eerie in and of itself. Makes you think of the Blair Witch Project and stuff like that, but it's just kind of freaky that something like that happens. Hannah John Cannon, who played Ghost, or Joan maybe, played Ghost in the Ant-Man and the Wasp, has been cast as Red Sonja in a new live-action film of the fantasy / comic book heroine. So it could be interesting to see that. The Blade production from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the Blade TV show has been pushed back to 2022. Was supposed to start filming this year, but they cannot find directors yet, so they're trying to find real good ones, and it's going to be delayed by about a year. Scientists have turned seawater into fresh water just by using sunlight in less than half an hour, using a new process, which could be a miracle process for countries that don't have enough water. You dredge up a bunch of seawater and you change it to regular water and you give it to them. It should be interesting. Or you drudge into the ocean and pump out the water there and goes through the process to get changed to clean water. Don't know. I'm sure it'll happen eventually. Here's a weird little story for you. In Japan, an AI system used to distinguish a croissant from a bear claw. First of all, why do you need an AI system to distinguish a croissant from a bear claw? I don't know. I don't know why, but regardless, it's an actual thing. They actually discovered that this AI machine can detect cancer cells. So a AI who was just created to distinguish a croissant from a bear claw has also been able to detect cancer cells in a body. It's just a lot to process with that. I should grab another one. These are good. Got my new washer dryer. Unfortunately, when I started this episode about half an hour ago, you got to hear the buzz of the new dryer. This is only the second time it's been used. My wife used it for her clothes when we first got it back on Wednesday. This is my first time using it today. I am by myself this weekend, by the way. But again, we're not talking about this. This is, but I will talk about that in the next episode. But yep, so we got a new washer dryer this week. I was having a good day. I forget when it was. I think it was the 7th. I think it was a Saturday. Saturday the 7th, and I was having a good day. Went to see my mom for Mother's Day, and it was a beautiful day out, and had a good time, and just was a nice, relaxing day. Went and got some Chinese food and stuff like that. Everything seemed to be okay, and then my daughter's clothes, she tried to do her laundry. The water in our old washer dryer was not ejecting, so we had to get a new one. So we had to pull out her sopping wet clothes and put a little bit at a time in our dryer, because if we didn't, it would overrun the dryer and it would be burned out also. So we did a little bit at a time. So her clothes sat in the stinky, ugly, awful laundry detergent infused water for about 2 or 3 days while I did that. And then when we got the new washer dryer, I had to get the old water, pull it out, which was absolutely disgusting, but I did it and everything got moved in and we got it, and it's been working pretty good so far. Blake Lively and Diablo Cody are teaming up for a Lady Killer a Netflix adaptation of the Dark Horse comic Lady Killer. It's an interesting story and could be very good. Blake Lively is good. A good shot of her to get some new film and some new acting and some new characters for her. Morbius, the long-delayed vampire Spider-Man movie, has been delayed again to January 28th, 2022. So that's just crazy. It's almost a long way away still. Over the last year, Fortnite raked in $9.1 billion. And that's an outstanding thing. I will have another interesting Fortnite take next week, or in my next episode coming up very soon, or tomorrow, or whatever. I haven't decided yet. Stranger Things Season 4 teaser came out. Just basically, it went back to the past where Eleven was still held hostage. And she was still held in her jail cell while all the other kids were in class. And Matthew Modine's character from the first season appeared in it, and that was really all it was. So it's not really saying much, didn't really show much, so we don't know what's going to happen with that. The actors who played Merry and Pippin, I forget their names right now. Dominic and the other one, Billy Boyd, maybe, and Dominic Monaghan. I think those are the actors' names. The actors playing Merry and Pippin have started a Lord of the Rings podcast. I mean, why not? Everybody else has done a podcast, and they are in a good shape because they are members of the Lord of the Rings. They can talk about behind-the-scenes stuff and have their buddies come on and talk about things like that. Ethan Hawke's villain for Moon Knight has been photographed on the set. It appears he's going to play possibly Dracula. His outfit seems very Hungarian and bright red, like a blood red cloak sort of thing. So we'll see what happens about that. So that could be a pretty interesting take on something as well. Giant statue of Constantine the Great, I guess, was reunited with his lost finger after 500 years. Apparently, the statue lost his finger 500 years ago. It has been discovered and put back on to the statue. There is a Native American Captain America now out in the comics right now, so that actually makes a lot of sense, and surprising that it took so long. In the Roll Your Eyes Department of Comic Books, DC says another crisis is going to end in DC, is going to occur in the DC comic universe in 2022, and the repercussions will lead to a bigger story arc in 2023. DC just can't get over these massive crossover, big budget crisis sort of things. They just keep going back to the well too many times. That's one of the reasons why I'm kind of done with that. I mean, they just did Metal, which was absolutely awful, and then did Future State, and now they're saying, well, there's going to be another crisis that's going to change everything again, and that's lead to another crisis that's going to lead to change everything again. So I don't know. I don't know. This is a moot point now, but it was an interesting story last week. A big Chinese satellite will be making a booster, I guess, will be making an uncontrolled crash landing onto the Earth. So the story was they didn't know where this booster / space junk was going to land, and there was a pathway that took it over the southern part of the United States, down into parts of Africa, the Middle East, and over water, stuff like that. So people were hoping that Irony would win out in the end, and it would land on Mar-a-Lago and destroy it or something like that. But unfortunately, no, it ended up just falling helpless, just regularly into the water like normal. But it was, for a while there, people were saying, watch out for Chinese space junk and stuff like that. Titanosaur fossil was found in Australia. May have been the largest land animal ever. So they've that again. Lay's has a new potato chip. They've got millions of new potato chips. This one's loaded nacho wavy chips. Will be coming out this summer. A mysterious map was discovered that predates the dawn of Egyptian civilization, and it shows no ice on Antarctica, just regular land. So no one knows where this map came from, how it was drawn, or how old it is. So kind of interesting in that. I actually think I'll probably do both episodes tonight because we're almost done here, and I'm only going to be 23 minutes in. That's interesting. Sunstone, one of my favorite adult graphic novels, about the first 5 chapters of it was about the relationship between 2 women who met on a BDSM website, where one of them was a writer writing these hot BDSM sex stories, and they struck up a relationship. And eventually they decided to go from being flirtatious to being real, because one is a sub and one is a dom. And it's a story of their romance, about how their BDSM sessions went and how they fell in love with each other. And then in typical romantic comedy things, something goes wrong, misunderstanding, whatever. They break up, but then end up coming back together. It's fantastically drawn, very adult, with lots of graphic nudity and sex, but also real good heart, real good drama, real good art and story. Then they released a 6th novel, starting a new story arc featuring some of the periphery characters and looking in the past of some of the characters who made their appearance in the first 5. Number 7 will be continuing that periphery and will be coming out on May 19th in comic book shops. I will not be getting my copy until May 25th, which is when Amazon is going to deliver theirs, which is fine with me. I'm okay with that. Kate Winslet, who's presently filming a show called The Mayor of Newtown, I think, which is a true crime drama set in a Pennsylvania town. And it films in a Pennsylvania town. She was awestruck by Wawa, which is, if you don't know, here on the Eastern Seaboard, particularly in Pennsylvania, but we have some Maryland. In fact, I got one down the street from me. I always get my gas there. Wawa is just awestruck by it. I guess they don't have it over in England, I suppose. New Dennis Nedry from Jurassic Park, played by Wayne Knight, the creepy bad guy sort of thing. His new action figure comes in a shaving cream packaging, much like his character had a shaving cream thing to steal the embryos of the dinosaurs off the island. Man admitted the man arrested, excuse me, a man was arrested after swinging a full colostomy bag at Kid Rock's bar. Now, unfortunately, Kid Rock wasn't there. It would have been funny if he was. But for those who don't know, colostomy bag is when you have issues going to the bathroom and you end up having to excrete your waste, piss, and poop into a bag that's attached to your side. That's a colostomy bag. So this dude was swinging around his piss and shit in a bar, a Kid Rock's bar, which is funny thing because I do not like Kid Rock. It would have been funnier if he was there and he got hit by it, but that's besides the point. It isn't. Season 3 of The Titans will be arriving on HBO Max on July 22nd. My friend Mike is a big fan of that. I've never seen it, but I've heard it's actually pretty good. So we'll find out more about that. The Muppets have a new special coming out just in time for Halloween. Never too early for Halloween. They'll be doing Muppet Haunted Mansion, which will be coming to Disney Plus just in time for Halloween. So you get both the Muppets and Disney. So you'd be like a Haunted House Muppets special, which I think is going to do extraordinarily well on Disney Plus. So good on that. Community Day for Pokemon Go was May 15th, which is today, but we're not going to talk about it. We'll talk about the next show. But Niantic, who runs Pokemon Go, surprised everybody by announcing the next Community Day before this one actually happened. We'll be finally getting our Gible Community Day on June 6th, which is a Pokemon Community Day people have been dying for years. Now we got it. I blame Zack Snyder for this, and God damn it, why do I have to mention Zack Snyder? Because I actually hate him. But the writer of Batman Forever, which is not entirely terrible, but is pretty terrible, has said that there is an extended cut. That there's more to the movie, and that if they can get the extended cut released, everyone will love it more. Where have I heard this before? For God's sakes, people, if you make a bad movie, just suck it up and say, I made a fucking bad movie. It was terrible because Jim Carrey is not the Riddler. He was playing the Riddler as Joker light, which is not the way Riddler is. Riddler's supposed to be the smartest guy in the room, very calm, collected. He's not insane or anything like that. He's a very intelligent, calm, collected guy who wants to prove how smart he is. That's why he does his crimes and he leaves clues to his next crime because he knows nobody's going to figure it out. And then Tommy Lee Jones's Two-Face was okay. Val Kilmer's Batman needed a little bit more humor in him. He got the dark broodiness down pretty good. Chris O'Donnell would have been a better Nightwing instead of Robin because he was too old for that character of Robin. And the Day-Glo awful nipple costume stuff that Joel Schumacher decided would make the movie that much better. Actually, maybe lessen her passionate side a little bit, and you might get a pretty reasonable character there. So, and people don't remember that Drew Barrymore makes an appearance in there as well, as does, I forget the other actress, but they are another actress who played the woman all in black and Drew Barrymore's woman all in white, who was part of Two-Face's crew. But I blame Snyder. If we watch the extended version of Batman Forever, you're going to love it. Just stop. Stop. There is no way. Nothing you can do or say will make Batman Forever a better movie. No matter how much more stuff you add to it, there's no fucking way Batman Forever will be a better movie than it is. End of story. The first photos of Sebastian Stan and Lily James as Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson have popped up. They will be making a movie about the making of the Pamela Anderson, Tommy Lee sex tape. And goddamn whoever, because Sebastian Stan is unrecognizable as Tommy Lee, and Lily James, last seen in a wonderful romantic comedy yesterday, is like, what's the word I'm looking for? A doppelganger for Pamela Anderson, big breasts included. And Lily James didn't have big breasts in yesterday, I'll tell you that much. But damn, whoever did that deserves the Emmy now. Just give it to him. John Barrowman. Last week, I talked about Noel Clarke of Doctor Who fame getting in trouble for sexual harassment. Well, John Barrowman has been accused of exposing himself on the set of Torchwood. That's a to be continued sort of storyline. It's a shame because Barrowman's actually a really good character and a really good actor and usually a really good guy. But when stuff like that happens, it's usually the end. And finally, this is one of the shortest shows I've ever done, half hour in, and we're already done here. Glacé Luxury Ice. You can now buy singularly wrapped ice cubes for very much money. And people are buying them because people are morons, like I said earlier in the show. Glacé Luxury Ice for the rich people who has plenty of money to burn so they can buy individually wrapped ice cubes. It's almost as bad as bottled water, man. I mean, bottled water. Well, that's it. There wasn't a lot going on last week. I mean, I did everything like I usually do. I went through everything that I saved on Facebook, and there wasn't a lot of stuff. So it would have been a short episode anyway last week. So I think I'm going to do my second episode for this week after a short break here. So thanks for watching. A real quick episode. The next episode is a little bit longer, I think. It's about 2.5 pages as well. So maybe I can beat this record of 32, make it 30 minutes. We'll see. All right, y'all. Hopefully I won't have any technical difficulties on my next batch. So we will come back here in a little bit for the newest episode of Dylan Knows. This was episode 401, late for Mother's Day. Was a catching up from May 2nd through the 8th. Thanks for watching.